What's up, everybody? This is Urgio99, and it's time to do the final Advanced Military Career Path. So let's get this party started. Okay. We're going to take someone's place. We're going to kill the criminals. Sure. Let's blow up some ships. Alright, so we'll break out the old Merlin. Make sure it's fit. And we got ammo. And away we go. Spastic planet. Oh boy, someone's got a cargo container right outside the undock. Yeah, if you see these yellow cargo containers, don't touch them. There's probably someone camping nearby who wants to try and take pot shots at you. So I wouldn't do that.
Warp drive active.
Because if you steal from that person's can, you'll be a suspect and they'll be able to shoot at you. And they won't have to deal with the police. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start taking these guys out. Of course, there's more. And boom, done.
Warp drive active.
Nice and easy.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Money. Next mission. Discover the headquarters of the pirate group you dispatched in your last mission. It's time to take them out for good. I'm going to give you a frigate loaded with proximity-based explosive charges. Your job is to fly it directly into the headquarters. As your frigate explodes, you'll be perfectly safe inside your capsule, so just relax and get back to me when you're done. Oh, so we're doing a suicide mission. You're going to give us a condor and some money. Okay. Now, because they gave us a conveniently cheap throwaway ship, we're going to use that. And this is a supposed to get you used to loss. You will lose ships in EVE, it's just a matter of when, not if. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make some money off this loss. So we're going to insure our Condor that we're going to lose anyway. We got it for free. We pay out 87,000 ISK. We're going to make 290,000 ISK, so we'll go ahead and insure that. This is a common practice, especially in nullsec where you're prone to losing ships. Insuring a ship can help mitigate some of that loss. It only covers the value of the hull, however, so you have to be mindful of that.
Warp drive active.
But since we know we're going to lose the ship anyway, no big deal.
Warp drive active.
Well, there's our target. Approach the control tower. They're going to shoot at us. There's nothing they can do anyway. Boom! Let's kick back and watch the explosion from the safety of our capsule. That was purty. That was really purty. Oh, kamikaze mission complete. Back to base.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I'm back. Minus the ship. Money. What now? Interdiction. Okay, the kind of interdiction called warp disruption. When activated on this kind of module tackles it, disabling the warp drive. Tackling only works if you maintain close distance. Don't let the target slip outside your warp disruptor's range if you have sufficient strength to overpower its warp core. To successfully lock down a ship, the total number of warp disruptors tackling it must outnumber the warp core stabilizers it has. And we're gonna tackle some guy. Okay. This should be good. We'll go ahead and jump back in our Merlin. We need to... Well, let's remove the mining laser since we're not mining anymore. And then we fit the civilian warp disruptor. Range within 20, warp scramble strength 0. So don't actually try to use this against a player because it won't work. Basically what warp disruption does is it helps you control an engagement because it prevents an enemy from warping away when you're trying to fight somebody.
Warp drive active.
There's two types of disruption. There's warp disruptors, which have a longer range but only have 1 point of warp disruption. Then there's warp scramblers, which have a shorter range but have 2 points of warp disruption. Alright, don't shoot me, I'll leave, just let me go. Huh. Yeah, they all buggered out and left this guy to rot. Yeah, we got our point across. And as you can see, there's a energy between me and him. That's me locking him down.
Warp drive active.
So we made our point and made our little pirate friend crap his britches. So we're done with that mission.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yes, we scared the pants off the pirate. Friend in need. Looks like our pirate friend's got the message loud and clear. Hopefully you understand the basis of warp disruption. There's more to it, regardless of how much modules. Principles work the same. A little more on the defensive end of things. Okay, nearby vessel was attacked by pirates, with the only survivor left for dead in a disabled vessel. We need you to repair his ship with a remote shield booster module so he can return it to safety. Let's stress again, you are to repair the vessel, not blow it up. I know you capsulers have itchy trigger finger at the best of times. Okay. So we're going to get a little bit of a lesson in logistics. So, there it is. Remove that warp core. So you see here, there's remote shield booster. This is the shield remote repair that logistics ships use to heal their fleet mates. Logistics is a vital role in fleet actions, so it's something, and it's something that's highly valued. It doesn't get all the guts and glory because they don't get kill mails, but it's still a vital element to a fleet action. I've seen many fleets have to stand down because they didn't have sufficient logistics support. And when you're talking massive fleet on fleet battles, logistics can be the difference between winning a victory and just buffet lining into the enemy. Okay, looks like our damaged vessel is healed.
Warp drive active.
How shield repairs would actually help fix a warp drive is beyond me, but hey, tutorial. There are also armor repairs for ships that prefer armor, like the Galente and Amar ships. Their ships are geared towards... Their repair ships are geared to the armor layer, and
Docking permission
not shields.
requested. Docking request accepted.
But easy peasy. Yes, we fixed your buddy. Money! Okay, the stand. Okay. Here's where it's going to get rough. This assignment's going to test your nerve with sending you out of a much larger, better defended pirate base. We don't expect you to conquer all their forces. We just want to see you put up a good fight before being destroyed. I'll provide you with a combat frigate, but you'll have to fit with your own modules. I'd keep the fittings cheap. You're not expected to come out of this one intact, although you do have to score at least one kill. We want to see you kill at least one pirate, then try to stay alive in there, so you may not leave the area until your ship is blown to pieces. You should use the frigate I'm giving you, not one of your own ships, since I will not be replacing anything you lose. Okay. This is a lesson on fitting cheap for combat. So, needless to say, we are not going to use our fully equipped Merlin because, well, it has nice stuff that we want to keep. Instead, we're going to use the chintzy Merlin they gave us, with nothing in it and nothing on it. And this is another factor where looting the fields come into play, and keeping a hold of the stuff you've gotten. So for example, I could fit these 2 light electron blasters to this ship. Optimal fall off of 2 kilometers. That ain't gonna cut it. So we'll go into our, let's see, 2.675. Lead didn't change much. Thorium actually makes it worse. So we'll go into the market and we'll see if we can find some cheap ammo. Hybrid charges, standard charges, small, iridium, iron, increased, optimal. Interesting. That's a little better, but not much. Let's get we'll spend 1,000 ISK and we'll get some more iron charges. And then we'll take one of our civilian afterburners. That should be pretty much what we need. Now, because we know we're going to lose this ship, Spastic Planet, we don't really have to worry about things like overheating or anything like that, but we do.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Once again, since this is a ship we know we're going to lose, we'll go ahead and, you see I changed the name to so I could tell them apart. We'll pay 115 grand, but we'll get almost 400 grand in insurance money. Gotta love that insurance fraud. Now we're ready. We probably won't be, ooh. Somebody's been a bad boy. Someone just did a naughty. That's why he was green flashy, the red flashy skull. He had a criminal flag.
Warp drive active.
That's also why he was in his pod, because if you get a criminal flag, you're stuck there until Concord blows you up. I've ganked enough freighters in my time to know. Okay, acceleration gate. Like I said, now I'm not worried about defenses or anything, so this is like a very, very super basic fit, because I know I'm going to lose it. And I'm not really worried about losing it. Ooh. You popped up nice and close, friend. That was a big mistake. See, wearing him down. He's doing a little bit of damage to me, but I'm not too worried. Boom. Oh boy. Oh. Crap. Now of course these guys are gonna nail me pretty good. As you can see, I'm going a whole whopping 6 meters a second. They've got 3 stasis webifiers on me. And a bunch of sensor dampeners. And I'm about to get murder zoned. Rip. Now what we can do to get a little bit of money out of this, we'll go ahead and save this location, so we'll bookmark it.
Warp drive active.
You noticed even though they were right on top of me, they were still having problems hitting me because they were cruisers.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
We came, we saw, we got blowed up. Now this is an important section here. Never fly anything you cannot afford to lose. Okay. So, what we can do now is we can go out before we accept the next mission. We'll undock again. And remember that bookmark we made? Spastic Planet. We can warp to our personal location we set earlier. Then, as you can see, there's our wreck and the wreck of our opponent. Looks like we salvaged a light electron blaster and some of our charges. He had some projectile ammo and some metal scraps for the metal scrap throne.
Drive active.
So we recouped some of our loss. You may not always be so lucky to be able to recover your wreck, but if you can, it's always a good idea to see if anything survived. What the heck happened there?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
There was an industrial ship that was blown up. They probably tried to take criminal flag. That's probably the same guy. I'll bet that what it was. He did something dumb, got a criminal flag, and then he tried to undock in another ship, and Concord just blapped him. Yeah, you can't leave the station with a ship until that criminal timer expires, which takes 15 minutes. So he just lost an industrial for nothing, basically. Okay. You can use two types of propulsion modules. That's burner WD. We already know about micro warp drives, so fly through it, fly through the EM disturbance, make it to the other side. Okay. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and park our loot.
Warp drive active.
Well, no one's talking in Corp chat. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Once you're to the next area, you should see an asteroid station. Head to it as quickly as you can. The area surrounding it will be dangerous. Once you make it to the station itself, you'll be safe. Okay. Time to pick up our butt and run. you can see, it's doing a bit of damage. Of course, it's electromagnetic damage, and, well, shield ships don't have electromagnetic resistance built in, so. Good work, you're done. Report back.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Well, that wreck of that industrial's not there anymore, so someone must have salvaged it. Okay. You made it to the Gauntlet of Life. You should take a moment to consider what you learned so far and how it all ties together. Dictating range is a critical aspect of any engagement. When you're tackling, it becomes particularly important. Very true. I've got, alongside hybrid guns, we Kaldari use missiles, the best option of all. While weapons from other factions lock you into dealing a single type of damage, EM, thermal, kinetic, or explosive, Kaldari missiles can deal any kind. We can switch them out on the fly. We even have auto-targeting missiles that don't require you to lock onto the enemy, which is particularly useful when your electronic systems have been compromised. We've cornered a pirate nearby. I'll provide you with a civilian light missile launcher. I want you to finish him off with it. Okay. Now, we have to use missiles to off this guy, and I don't think it'll let us mount that to the Merlin because it doesn't have any launcher slots. No free slots on the ship. Oh, still got that stupid thing there. Fit. Hey, it worked. I guess it doesn't require a launcher slot. We'll take our little civilian modules with us. Our ammo. Our civilian ammo. Now, missiles have some advantages and some drawbacks. Now, like she said, it's a
warp drive active.
It is a system that does not keep you locked to certain types of damage. Like, for example, railguns are typically a mixture of kinetic and thermal. Depending on the type of ammo you use depends on whether it's more kinetic or thermal. Okay, range within 18 kilometers. Then these civilian missiles are very, very slow to reload, as you can see here. One of the advantages is there's no range issues. Metal scraps. If your target is within range,
warp drive
they will
active.
get hit. They don't really use the same tracking formulas that the guns use. the main thing that is a drawback to missiles is that larger missiles don't tend to apply well to smaller targets, especially targets that are moving quickly, because they can avoid most of the explosion. Yay! Great work. Fleet warfare is common in New Eden, and any fleet, the fleet commander, often referred to as the FC, is the most important voice to listen to. For your next assignment, you will join one of our local anti-piracy fleets as an auxiliary support for a hostage rescue. You will take your orders from local Concord FC, and your job will be explained to you once you arrive at the perimeter. Follow the instructions carefully. The lives of those hostages and the completion of your own training depend on it. So this is a basic introduction to fleet warfare of a sort. When you're in a fleet, you do what the FC tells you, when he tells you. If you don't, you could screw up, and especially if you're in a supporting role, you could cause things to go wrong, very wrong. And then, well, if your own fleet doesn't kill you, then you'll get off easy. Because if you screw up bad enough, the fleet commander will call you primary, and your fleet mates will kill you. Not even a question. Because there's one of you and there's like 200 of them. So just do what you're told. If you don't like dealing with a certain FC, just don't go on his fleets. That's what I do. Okay. Welcome to the fray. I've ordered the fleet to hold its ground for the time being. We're going to send you in to recover the hostages shortly. Move out to the next area where the pirates are. They're expecting a negotiator, but we're sending you instead.
Warp drive active.
Alright, good work. In a moment, we're going to request that the pirates relocate the hostages to the prison facility you should see up ahead so that we can verify their safety. The moment they've done that, I want you to charge towards the prison and get them out. Do not fire on anyone or anything. Your only objective is the safe rescue of the hostages. Once their recovery is confirmed, we'll deal with these scumbags ourselves. Okay. Move in, rescue the hostages. Go, go, go. Probably expecting me to check on the hostages. I will instead take the hostages, and they vanish. Okay, got our hostages, pirates are gone, time to bail. Now, here, hostages. Okay, You learn the interdiction tactics of a stasis webifier. Chase the pirate down to a nearby hideout. I want you to pin him down. Provide you with a civilian afterprint you want to... Okay. Do not get close to any Concord police vessels when using a stasis webifier. They may see you as a threat and destroy your ship. Okay. We've been on the business end of these a few times during this tutorial, so I don't think I need to tell you how effective these things can be at making you very slow, very quickly. We'll fit our stasis web, undock. Spastic planet. Okay, it works within 10 kilometers. This one only reduces the ship by 35%, but that's fine. Oh, look, he's shooting at me. Alright, I'm standing down. I'll cooperate. Just let me live. Puss.
Warp drive active.
The final mission. Now this one can be a little rough. We're going to be stepping back on this one and let you take control of the situation. One of our patrols spotted a small group of suspicious vessels headed toward a local pleasure hub. After processing their ID tags, we've determined one of these pilots is a known terrorist responsible for dozens of station bombings. A Concord raid on the premise was to be picked up by the terrorists well before the ships actually arrived. We need this murderer taken out while we have his location, so you must move in yourself and assassinate him. Understand? Okay, we're granted a cormorant. Money. Be prepared for a use of warp disruptor and stasis webifier. I do not suggest you fit warp core stabilizers. They will negatively impact your locking time and locking range and take up precious low power slots that can be used to increase your damage, capacity recharge, or repair abilities. Also keep your eyes on the prize. The primary target is a terrorist, not his wingman. It's your call whether you need to take them down as well. If you do, you may need to start by picking off the weakest targets from a distance, possibly with varying ammunition types. Okay. Now the fun begins. Now we were given a Cormorant class destroyer, which we can't use for 30 minutes. So we'll buy the skill book. Train now to skill level 1. It's going to take 30 minutes. So we can look at our inventory and see what we're going to need for the fight ahead. The Merlin might cut it, but I don't want to risk this ship. We were given a destroyer for a reason. That being said, we will need to outfit said ship. So, this is where the simulation mode comes into play. Destroyer, Caldari, Cormorant. Simulate ship. So this is what we'll have to work with. Only 2 low power slots, 3 medium power slots, and lots of high power slots for guns. So, let's put in hybrid turrets, railguns, small, and we can decide what we want to put in. 150 millimeter rail guns, 16,000 ISK for compressed coil guns, and of course they're expensive as heck here. Not surprising. Let's say, what about 75 millimeter guns? Yeah. One of the downsides of being at the school station is that we won't get good prices. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the nearby trade hub . I'm going to go to Jita 4, Moon 4, Caldari Navy Assembly Plant, which is the closest trade hub, and actually the biggest trade hub in the game. That's one reason a lot of people also make Caldari characters, is because it's close to Jita.
Warp drive active.
If you make a Minmatar character, it's quite a hike to Jita. But you can still use the local trade hubs in HEK, H-E-K, and RENS, R-E-N-S, to be able to handle most of your needs, but the most volume is in Jita.
Warp drive active.
And even though it's a high security level, it can be a very dangerous place. I actually have a video on how to haul and not be a target. And if I remember to, I'll put a card up in the corner to link to that video so you know how to be safe against people trying to gank you.
Warp drive active.
Now, the markets are determined by the region of space you're in. As you can see here, we're currently in the Lone Trek region. The Jita, the Jita system is actually in another region called the Forge. So that's why we couldn't see even though it's only a couple jumps, we couldn't see the prices from one system from the other system, because it's in a different region.
Warp drive active.
You may also see the different Stargates here. It's Stargate, Caldari Constellation, Caldari System, Caldari Region. And they all have different looks. You can see here the regional gate. Oh, someone's getting. Someone got attacked. That's another common thing. Near trade hubs, there are corporations that do nothing but war deck other corporations in the hopes of catching people from the other corporation near a trade hub. So they'll just camp there and try to attack them. It's basically no effort tactics, but they'll still do it because, you know, cheap and easy kills.
Docking permission requested.
As you can see, tons of ships coming in and out. This is a
Docking request.
this system always has pretty heavy system activity. As you can tell, 1,809 people just in this system. And you can see 1,600 of them are docked. So yeah, pretty crazy. Now, as you can see, we've got a pretty good amount of money, 12 million ISK. So we need to secure modules for our Cormorant. So we'll go back into fitting. And we'll go back to simulation mode. And we'll get 125 millimeter rails, view market details. And as you can see here, they're much cheaper. Now we'll close this out. We'll just have to change the item so that this refreshes. That's more like it. Or not. Oh, that's why. Gotta check that box. Okay. Gatling rails. Sort by price. As you can see, some people do manufacture them. Most of the time it's just people collecting loot from rats, buying it cheap and selling it for a profit. There's a lot of station trading, of course, that happens in the trade hubs, so a lot of flipping going on. Let's see. We want to do 125 millimeter. These are even cheaper. These are only scout type things. Anything with weird names other than like 1 or 2 or Navy, those drop off of. These drop off of just Space Pirates. So we got 7. So we'll buy 7. Alright, we're going to need We already have an afterburner. We've already got a shield booster. Let's get a... Actually, turrets. Okay, we got 7 scout guns, and you can see that the power and CPU are all changing. Okay. We don't need turrets anymore. We can use shield hardener, kinetic, get a kinetic deflection field. We can use, so we'll get a kinetic deflection field. We've already got an afterburner at the base, so we can see if we can fit it. Let's see, 90K for an actual kinetic deflection field. We've also got a small shield booster back at the base, so we'll pop that on there. Okay, we've got plenty of power and CPU left for our low slots. So we're gonna put a good item to keep on your ships is a damage control. This thing passively increases your shield armor and hull resistances, which makes you, of course, tougher to kill, gives you more effective hit points. And then we are going to go down to weapon upgrades, and we are going to pick up a magnetic field stabilizer, which we can fit. Magnetic field stabilizers increase the damage and rate of fire of hybrid weaponry, so that's why I'm picking that up. And then for ammunition, we've got a fair bit of we got some short range ammo on the Merlin, but we may need a bit more. We'll go over to charges. Let's see, antimatter. Optimal 8.9, 14 fall off, so we should be good there. So we'll go to antimatter. We'll pick up 1,000 rounds of antimatter. Because we have so many guns, we're going to need more ammo to do it. Okay, no. Go. Target range 39.6 kilometers. Yeah, it's nice. 14.5 DPS. Of course, we only have one. There we go. 101 DPS with antimatter. Very nice. So that will work for us. Now the other slots here are for the riggings, which I can show you here. Rigging allows you to have a benefit and a drawback. For example, let's see here, the small core defense field extender. it increases your shield hit points by 10%. So we go from 990 to 1138. However, our signature radius goes up by 10%. That's why that went up by 6. Your signature radius increases decreases the time. If it's high, it decreases the time it takes for enemies to lock onto you, and it also makes it easier to track. So you want to keep your signature radius as low as you can, which is not easy in shield tanking ships. As you can imagine, having a very strong energy field around you significantly increases your electronic footprint. So rigs have a drawback, but they're one-use items only. If I mount this to this ship, I cannot remove it. I can only destroy it. So on like cheap throwaways like this, I typically don't fit rigs. If you've got a ship that you intend to keep around for a while, for example, for doing missions or something, I would invest in some rigs. But just be careful, because the rigs can be quite expensive. So we've got everything we need. Go ahead and close this out. You're going to exit simulation. The progress will be lost. Well, that's fine. Now, go into our item hangar. Let's take our new modules, and we're going to go back to our school system in Akinevius.
Warp drive active.
Someone had a jump freighter. They warped away. Sometimes you'll see people fighting off the trade hubs. You know, either war deckers or people just dueling each other. Happens a lot. It's no big deal.
Warp drive active.
Of course, you see lots of green and lots of flashy reds and flashies. Just try to ignore them.
Warp drive active.
Brisk, he's so crazy. Brisk Rubal is a member of the Council of Stellar Management. It's basically a player-voted group that acts as intermediaries between the player base and the EVE developers. And they get to talk with developers. They have to sign an NDA, but they get 2 trips to Iceland a year to go with the developers. And you typically have to be well known within the community or have a significant backing to make it onto the CSM. Okay.
Warp drive active.
That guy is very foolish. He was autopiloting to a gate in a freighter. Don't be that guy. My friends in the Ministry of Love enjoy blowing up freighters.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And you make yourself very vulnerable when you do stuff like that. Okay. 10 more minutes. Well, that gives me time to consolidate inventory for the inevitable exit. Go ahead and repackage all the ships we're not going to be using. Including this one. So we'll just chill out in our capsule for a little bit. Repackage, yes. Whenever you repackage a ship, any modules or ammo that's in the cargo hold will automatically be moved to your items hangar. Stack all. Okay, we got a lot of ships we're going to have to get rid of. Stack all. Select all. Repackage 17. That means there's 17 items that have been mounted to a ship that need to be put back together. Stack all. Alright. Now a lot of this stuff we're never going to use again. There's just no way about it. And some of this stuff we can't even sell. Like, you can't sell a blueprint copy on the market. So I have the choice of either building the items or just trashing the blueprint. I'll probably make this ammo because it's potentially worth more than the blueprint, than the let's see. Total estimated price 44,500 ISK, 73,000. So that's a buy, and I mean it's going to take 15 hours, and I only have one slot to do a manufacturing job currently. So that's something you'll have to consider, the trade-off. If we go in on these, it'll cost us 1.35 million, and we'll only get 773,000. So the Bantam blueprint is definitely not worth the effort to make. So we'll trash that. The civilian afterburner, 19,000. Yeah, it's only 9 minutes. Yeah, we'll do that one for now. So at this point we're looking to, we'll probably do another video at the tail end summarizing the total of our winnings. as far as like what we got out of it and what we sold and what we kept, what we had to throw away. This data core can't even be sold on the market, so trash it. It doesn't do anything anyway. Stack. Civilian data analyzer cannot be sold on the market. It can't be reprocessed either. Trash. Trash. Most civilian items are basically crap. The gas pass key is pretty useless, so we'll trash it. Stack. Civilian small shield repair we can reprocess. We can't sell it, so we'll get 4,000 ISK out of the minerals it's made of, so that works. Civilian stasis web. We view market details. It sells strangely in this station. Let's look at the history. People are buying them. A few of them at a time. And this guy's, they got plenty, so let's see. Sell this item. They want 12,000 ISK. That's what they're willing to buy it for. If we reprocess it, we'll get 19,000 ISK worth of material, so we'll just reprocess it. Civilian warp disruptor, view market details. Someone's buying them for 1.01 ISK. Yeah, a lot of you gotta watch. Just because someone's buying it doesn't mean they're buying it at a good price. I'll get 402 ISK out of reprocessing it. Stack. Let's see. Civilian salvager, we can't sell it, so we'll reprocess it. 17,000 ISK. Not bad for someone with no skills. And all the stuff we reprocess now is stuff we won't have to haul later. Light missile launcher. We can't sell it. No. 2,000 ISK. Civilian kinetic deflection field. 60,000 ISK. And still low turnout, so sell 1 ISK. Bottom feeders. 421 ISK if we reprocess it, so let's see. Civilian afterburners. These might actually sell fairly well. So you can see that, you know, 138 items have changed hands. 15,000 ISK, and he's got almost over 12,000 of them. Sheesh. And it doesn't look like these can be reprocessed. So, 1,600 ISK. Yes, we know, we're getting ripped off. We're in a school station, we expect nothing otherwise. Let's see, civilian miner. Sell item. Oh, 1 cent. But they're trying to sell them for 5,000 ISK a piece. Screw you, pal. We'll just trash it. Okay. Core probe launcher, minor, electromagnetic. Got a little bit of megasite. That's always nice. Photon small. 11 ISK. 0.11 ISK per shot. So 1078. I bet you I can reprocess it for more. Yes, I can, but I'm going to take this to JITA and see if I can get better there. Let's see, metal scraps. I can probably get better for this in JITA. But let's see. View market details. Someone's buying them for 1,005 ISK a piece. People are selling them for about 1,300 ISK a piece. Let's see, reprocess. That'll make 56,000 ISK if I reprocess it. So reprocessing seems to be the better option. Because he'll only pay me 49,000 if I sell it to him. Reprocess. Core scanner probes, we're not going to remove those. We can't reprocess these because we don't have 100 units.
Skill training completed.
And our skill training is complete anyway. So we'll get in our ship and we'll start fitting our modules. Afterburner, small shield booster, kinetic deflection field, fit all our guns, fit our magnetic field stabilizer. Where's our damage control? Or did we not pick one up? Apparently not. RIP. Oh well. We should be able to do fine without it. We will need, however, our antimatter ammo. Alright, let's do this. Group our guns, reload our guns, encounter, dead space, warp to location.
Warp drive active.
Picking up 3 hostiles, moving their ships. Look like they noticed you. Good luck. We've been compromised. We've got kinetic hardener. Of course, they're using thermal missiles, it appears. So optimal's within 14. They're going to try and stay at range because they want to keep me at range, but See, alright, he's got me scrammed and he's got me webbed. I'm going to take out his little butt buddies real quick. A lot more firepower you can throw at a... See, got a lot more firepower being thrown down at us than before. Okay. Haha. Now you see here that he did almost 400 damage to me, which would have been most of the shields in the Merlin. Plus I wouldn't have had the firepower to as quickly gun them down, because I would have had less than half the guns. So that might not have been a fight you walk away from, because with that leader warp scrambling you won't be able to warp out, and you won't be able to count on evasive maneuvers because you're being stasis webbed.
Warp drive active.
But the destroyer packed plenty of punch to get the job done.
Docking permission requested.
We are almost done.
Docking request accepted.
I went to their base and I killed their dudes. Give me my reward. Excellent work. You've proven you know how to handle yourself in deadly situations. What you've overcome today represents only a fraction of the threat a skilled capsuleer poses, but the basic premises are the same. With these tools, the knowledge to use them, and the courage to try again in the face of ship loss, you become much more than you are now. Remember, it is as much about your mindset as it is about the ships at your disposal. As I mentioned earlier, we've had your standings with the Caldari state increase. This bump in your reputation will help you enlist in factional warfare, where you can fight alongside your own people. There are many battles being fought over the occupancy of strategic systems, and every ship makes a difference. So, essentially, he's suggesting I join the militia. As you can see here, we're at war with the Gallente Federation. Fight for the state. Well, it appears the state's getting its ass whipped. Those red systems are all the factional warfare systems in low security that are under Gallente control. And the Caldari are in control of like 5 systems. So yeah, I don't think I'll be joining the losing battle of the Caldari state. Historically, the Caldari state's militia has not been as powerful as the Gallente militia. I have other character who has served in the Gallente militia for a while, and their corporations are numerous and well organized. So that is it. The mission arcs are over. Let's click our suggested secret investigation. So, of course I should have done those first, but I didn't because reasons. Okay, and we gotta go through and we'll have to go through and do these again, but I'm not exactly worried about it. So it wants me to accept the mission. Of course, I've already done the mission arc, so I can't. But that'll be it for this